Welcome to Rhinox TV, episode 1. We're here today to talk about the Rhinox mini excavator digging bucket range. So, my question to you today is, why should I buy a Rhinox bucket?
Well, one of the main features that stands out on the Rhinox excavator range is the lifting hooks that we have here at the front of the excavator on the hangers. The benefit of these is that the bucket can be easily transported on the front of the ditching bucket.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more how that actually works.
Well, how that works is that when you've got the ditching bucket on the machine, it comes over and the lip plate comes up inside the hook here, and you could have 2 to 3 buckets on the ditching bucket that equates to a whole set, but that significantly reduces the amount of operator input in transporting buckets around the yard.
Yeah, okay, so I can see that makes it a lot easier for offloading off vehicles and reduces the chance of manual handling, is that right?
Yeah, exactly, that's the main benefit of the feature that we have here at the front of the bucket.
So what other features stand out on a Rhinox bucket?
Well, as you can see here at the top of the bucket, we have removable dummy pins. That's so that they can be slid in and out of the bossed hangers that we have on the bucket, and they can be replaced at any point in the life of the bucket, extending the overall life of the product.
Okay, is that a benefit over against welded in pins then?
Definitely. The reason being on that is that welded pins will wear and they're welded to the bucket, so to replace those takes a lot more time and effort, or scrapping the whole of the bucket, which would seem pointless when just replacing the pins could extend the life significantly.
Yeah, okay. What else stands out on the Rhinox bucket?
Well, we have a single piece shell design inside the bucket that starts at the front edge here and then goes right round to the lip plate. That's tab locked in place, increasing the strength significantly because that puts all the weld on the outside of the bucket. So whereas when you have a single piece top tube, to get a welder inside to weld a strong thick weld, it's very, very difficult. But having all those welds on the outside and a single piece improves the strength of the bucket massively, and gives it a lot more structural strength when you extend it wider.
Okay. I've also noticed you've got some extra plates on the back here and on the side here as well.
Yeah, well, one, as you can see, is branding, which has the Rhinox brand on it, but it does more than that. That puts double the thickness on the side plate, right where you have massive wear and stress points. And then on the bottom of the bucket, when you're digging and scraping along these sections across the bottom where you have 3 on this one, that gives it double the thickness again on the major wear point on the back of the bucket. As you can see, they actually stopped short on the side of the buckets. That's so that you can give a very thick weld to the side plate to the shell. If these were run right to the edge, as some people ask, that thins the weld down at that point, and thus reduces the strength of the bucket.
And I've also noticed on the front of the bucket, this seems to be thicker on the front leading edges here.
Yep. Well, the benefit of that is that right where the bucket engages with the material, it's got double the thickness. That massively increases the strength of the bucket, and we apply that principle right from our 1.5 ton bucket right through to our 20 ton bucket range, and included on our ditching buckets.
Yeah, okay, very interesting. And the other thing I can't help but notice is this blade on the front. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, that's as you might say, masterpiece of the Rhinox range currently, that we've taken a challenge that's come up multiple times across the industry, and addressed it by developing a product that can replace teeth.
Okay.
People are asking, how can you help me when I'm being asked to take teeth off a bucket, but the teeth are a structural, integral part of the bucket. So this item can be bolted on in place of the teeth. It locks the whole lip plate together in all the same places, and it's made of 550 Brunel cast steel.
Yeah, okay.
So when that engages, that's locking the lip plate into the side plates of the bucket. And I don't know whether you can see, we've got rounded corners on there. That was something we were asked for by a number of utility clients, because they said teeth, why we have to take teeth away is because that engages with services, etc. So we've rounded them up and of course created that old bucket effect, if you like, so that when it's digging in, it will deflect away from services. And one point to note on this is it's actually won an innovation award for safety at the Plant Works exhibition recently.
So it's proving popular with utilities contractors, is it?
Very, very. We're extending it right from the 1.5 tonne range through to the 8 tonne range now, due to demand and interest across the industry.
And does that mean I can't fit bucket teeth on there? Or?
No, not at all. What that means is that at the point when we want to reinstate it back to bucket teeth, you can unbolt that and bolt teeth back on very simply, and then vice versa if you want to reinstate it back to the Unitusk. Many people are now saying, well, why don't I just put this on and offer that as standard, whether people want teeth or without teeth. And I think that's a very good idea, because that means that the mild steel is never ever coming into contact with the first engaging point of the bucket.
Very interesting. Thanks for your time.
No problem.